Good morning and welcome to this week's IGTV. Today I'm talking about making the most of your summer with your teen. I mean, you only have 18 summers, right? So you want them to be the best. In fact, Instagram worthy with roasting marshmallows, making s'mores, doing puzzles, camping, hiking, and all the things, right? Okay, I hope you're getting from my tone that I'm being highly sarcastic and that is actually not what we're aiming for or where you're going. If you've seen the meme going around that says you only have 18 summers to spend with your teen, make the most of them, this is what I'm debunking today, right now. Because all that's doing is driving home a crap load of parenting guilt, of an unrealistic expectation, partly driven by summer movies, social media, television shows about what the summer with your teen needs to be to be a good parent. So I'm just going to call BS on all of it. Welcome. My name is Allie Payne. I am a certified life coach, certified relationship systems coach. I have been working with parents of teens for the last 15 years to help them end the painful disconnection, emotional blow-ups, and stressful silences to build healthy relationships based on trust and respect. I was a very troubled teen. I did all the things. And I spent decades in therapy learning about human dynamic, communication, personality styles, love languages, aside from all of my coach training and certification. And I've also raised two incredible sons, two adult sons now. And so everything I'm sharing is based on all of that experience. So the reason I've already done a couple IGTVs. If you've watched them, they're over on YouTube. How to create summer structure and appropriate summer chores for your teen. I've also talked last week about forcing family time and why forcing family time is not an awesome idea. Because there is a hidden risk to that. You can watch that video here on my Instagram profile or over on YouTube, Allie Payne. Hit the follow button here, hit subscribe on YouTube. So today I want to just talk to you about this meme about you only have 18 summers and you need to make the most of them. And yes, we're kicking it old school because my really good headphones are in my vehicle, which my son has borrowed. So we're going back in time for this one. The 18 summers to make the most of it with your teen is crap. Okay? So it's crap. So can you please for just 1 second let yourself off the hook with that? Because what the meme should say, the reality of you only have 18 summers, make the most of them. The reality is that meme, in my experience as a teen and also having raised two teens, and working with parents of teens, is that the meme would be more realistic if it said you only have 12 to 13 summers that your teen is going to give a crap about spending time with you. And the other 5 before they leave home, you should just kind of make your own plans. Yeah. You do you. Actually self-care, get a life, get a purpose, get a passion, make plans, and live your life. Because from 14 to 18, it's quite likely that your teenager is not interested in spending time with you anymore. And family vacation and all this family time, Instagram worthy, campfire, making s'mores, hiking, camping, whee, look at us. It's just so manufactured. It's not true. It's not real. And if you have the family that is, bless you. I am sincerely so happy for you. I really, really am. And if you're not, can we just let it go? Your teenager doesn't want to spend that time. So I'm not going to go over a whole lot of this in detail because I did it last week in why forcing family time. There's a hidden risk to forcing family time. So I guarantee if you watch that, you'll get more out of this. But here's what I do want to say. Because this is our experience too, my husband and I, in planning family stuff. First of all, from the time our kids were 14 or 15 to 18, so that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, that's 5 summers, We put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we thought, oh, now they're old enough. We can go to drive farther, take them to bigger stuff. They didn't want to. So if you're planning anything for the summer, here's what you need to keep in mind. Your teenager doesn't care and probably doesn't want to go with you. They may be working a part-time job. They may have their own plans, shocker, which is necessary. That's a part of individuation, is they are developing their own safe social network outside of you. Okay, for survival. Like, that's necessary. It's a necessary psychological development process of the brain that actually goes on throughout our lifetime, but happens significantly during adolescence. So ask them. Instead, say to your teen, look, this is what we have in mind. We'd like to go camping to this spot on this weekend, or we're planning to go visit grandma and grandpa this weekend for this time. Maybe your family lives quite far away, and so you would be planning to go see them for like a couple weeks. Oh my gosh, your teenager doesn't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And so how can you negotiate this with your teen? Like, if you're planning on this family vacation and you want your kids to go with you for a week or two, can they go with you for a week? And then is there a way for them to reasonably get back home and safely stay at home or with a friend or another family member, so that you go for quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. And it doesn't look the way likely that you want it to, and I can guarantee you it doesn't look the way your teenager wants it to. Because what they want, and you, if you're watching now, you literally know this, so type it in the comments, give me a heck yeah. They want to sit alone in their room on their phone. Or they want to hang out with their friends on their phone. Or all night gaming. Or hang out with their friends like at the beach or at the mall. They don't want to be with you. It's not personal. The moment you take it personally, you feel rejected, then you begin to feel resentful, and then you may even begin to retaliate. And I'll tell you how this shows up because it happened to us. My husband and I planned it was our last big family vacation. So it was pre-COVID. So I'm going to say 2019. It was 2019, winter of 2019. And it was like a dream of mine to go to Turks and Caicos. Like a dream of mine. So for a couple years, my husband traveled a lot for work. So we saved up all our air mile points. I was like searching Airbnbs. Lo and behold, I had a couple friends who went the year before. So I, accessed all of their like on the ground knowledge of the best place to stay, best places to eat, like where we could have a vacation and not completely blow the bank. It was still a vacation. It was a dream vacation. Okay. So our teenagers were 15 and 17, I think, or 16 and 18. 16 and 18, I'm thinking. They were 16 and 18. Okay. Turks and Caicos, you guys. The whitest, softest sand beach and the bluest water you've ever seen. You literally walk out waist deep and you can snorkel. Huge, like indigo colored rays swimming by, like starfish, coral, fish, like a dream vacation. Guess what they wanted to do? My youngest is very visual. And so he loves watching movies and doing video games. That's what he wanted to do. And my oldest struggles with generalized anxiety. And so he doesn't like a change of environment too much. He wanted to stay in the apartment that we rented where it was air conditioned because he also has a lot of tactile issues. So sunscreen is a massive issue for him. He wanted to stay inside where it was air conditioned and play his, he has like fidget kind of games. Mm-hmm. We're in Turks and Caicos and this is what our children wanted to do. And it was really hard for my husband and I not to be angry, not to be like really angry and upset with them. And so what we did instead was we said, okay, we are going to do something together as a family, at least for like 3 hours a day. Probably in the mornings because it's cooler out. The sun isn't as strong. And let's face it, Turks and Caicos, it's generally hot and the sun is always out. So we'll go do something in the mornings. We'll go explore. And we did some full day exploring, like where we went from, that took the ferry across different little islands, like from Turks and Caicos to West Caicos to East Caicos. And like that was a full day. But that was one day. And then we did some other exploring to different areas in the car. So we negotiated our like half days together, except for that one full day that we planned. And the rest of the time we said, you know what? Fine. You guys stay here in the apartment. You have fun. You do you. And we are going to go and explore and have our fun. And we did it so that as we were doing our thing in the afternoons, we were not resentful of them. We weren't stewing at like those ungrateful, I can't even believe that they're not with us. Because you know what? I don't want to drag around someone who doesn't want to be there. You go do your own thing. I am here. This is my experience. I'm going to create my own experience and I will refuse to be engaged in anything else but creating my own experience. So that's what we negotiated with them. And after we realized this, we knew this was going to be likely our last, like for a while, our last kind of big family vacation. And it has been, of course, with COVID, that kind of happened. But we probably, between their full-time work and education and friends and stuff, we might get like another couple trips as in their young 20s, but that was kind of it. And we came home and said, we didn't really ask them if they wanted to go. We didn't ask them if they wanted to go. We planned it as our big last family trip, and we assumed that they would want to go. And they had fun, and we still talk about it. And the videos that my son took on his GoPro of our snorkeling, like, are beyond incredible. But it wasn't like what they love. They like camping. That would have been a lot cheaper to go camping. But they also had jobs in the summer. And so this was a winter thing. So anyway, here's my point. Don't assume that your teenager wants to go. If it is family time, like going to visit family, then negotiate that with your teen. Let them know in advance. Let them know that while you are there, these are the quality time you would like. Because if you think you're going to go on a vacation and your teenager is going to be so fascinated by the scenery that they're going to put their phone down the whole friggin' time and be like, this is amazing. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not going to be like the kid that they were when you took them to Disneyland or Legoland or Disney World. They're not that anymore. So can we let go of the guilt of this whole, we have 18 summers and we have to make the most of them? That's not reality. Reality is you might get 13 or 14 where they actually give a crap. And the other, 15 to 18, they're doing their own things. So you do your own thing. Because if you are going to say to your teen, like we could have said to our teens, do you know how much money we spent on that trip? This was our last big vacation and you should, the whole shaming, guilting, this is all your fault, we wasted all the money, crap. Like we could have done that, but for what? For what? We planned it. They didn't get a say. We just assumed they were going to want to come. Now, again, we had fun, but we quickly had to negotiate when we were there this kind of 3-hour quality time together and then let them do their own thing And then at night, we had dinners together every night and we played card games every night. We made the most of what worked for them, but we didn't make them responsible for our enjoyment of that vacation. Do you get what I'm saying? We did not make them responsible for our dream vacation experience. We went and created our own. We had family time in the morning, then we went and created our own in the afternoons. And then we still had amazing evening time together. Resenting your teenager for not appreciating the vacation that you have created is like getting mad at me because I don't like chess. Like if you had asked me before you set out the whole chess board, I would have told you right there, I don't like chess. When you resent your teen for the money that you chose to spend, because you chose to spend that on a vacation, and then you resent your teen for not enjoying their time, that is a massive disconnection because we live in this visual world of expectations all around us, on Instagram, on anywhere on social platforms, on movies, on television, about what this vacation is going to be like. Like think of National Lampoon, you guys, like from the 80s. It's for real. Your teen, or like more realistic television shows where you can barely get your teen, you've like rented this summer vacation house on the beach and you can barely get your teen out of their room and off their phone for literally half an hour to even look at the outside world around them. That's realistic. That's real. And guilting or resenting your teen for hating it because of the money that you chose to spend is ridiculous. Your teen has never had a full-time job, supported a family, put food on the table, put gas in the gas tanks, and tried to have money left at the end of the month to save up for a vacation to even know what it costs. So get over the guilt trip. You're already on a vacation. They don't need a side trip to guilt. Like, it's irrelevant. Let it go. Instead, I can't say this enough, go for quality time over quantity time, and be willing to negotiate that. Some families let their teens take a friend. Take a friend with them. Sometimes you will get more enjoyment than you will expecting them to come with a sibling or just with you and have like this amazing trip. Or enjoy their time with grandma and grandpa or cousins like they used to, because they don't. This is about clearly understanding that your teen is individuating. They're not being a pissy, ungrateful, entitled, spoiled brat. And if you're going to go into it thinking that, then I guarantee you're going to have a crappy vacation that you chose to pay for. Okay? Your teenager enjoys different things. They like different things than you. And so you've got to be able to find this middle ground. Now, if you are feeling resentful toward your teen because they got to go to all the places you didn't get to go, so you're trying to create this life experience for them that is richer and something improved on what you had, which is what a lot of parents do, right? We try and give our children better than what we had. Like we try and improve the generations, right? Your teenager doesn't care. Your teenager doesn't care or have any relativity to what you grew up with so that they can appreciate that they are getting better than what you had. That's an expectation you have of how they are going to feel about it. And that will tank your experience of your vacation, let alone your relationship. You are creating an experience that you didn't have. And I want you to enjoy that fully, wholeheartedly, unapologetically. But if you want your teenager to enjoy that because you didn't get it, now you have a problem. Okay? And here's my last point about this. If you are resentful of your teen and how they are not appreciating what you're giving them or don't want to go on these vacation times that you have worked hard to save for, to plan, and want to enjoy, there's two things that are happening. Number one, you are not taking responsibility for your own experience. You are tying your experience of your hard-earned vacation time into what your teenager does. That is lacking an emotional boundary. This is your vacation time. You worked hard for it. You planned it. Then enjoy it. Make it what you want. Not in spite of your teen, but aside from your teen, because your experience is yours. The second thing I want to say is that resentment comes from envy. Resentment, yeah, this is studied, okay? I think the Neff Institute proved this. Dr. Brené Brown mentioned it, but it's not her research. Resentment comes from envy. So if you're feeling resentful toward your teen whilst on vacation, because either they're not being the way that you want them to be, and you are lacking the emotional boundary because you are tying your experience into what they are doing, you might also be envious of the fact that they are having this experience without having to have to work for it, without having to have paid for it, to save for it, and the fact that they don't have the relativity to appreciate what they have because they didn't understand what you didn't have, nor will they ever. So, if you see the meme going around of these only 18 summers, you better make the most of them, just scroll past. You're an amazing parent. You do not need to guilt yourself and then therefore guilt or shame your teen into manufacturing this effed up fake family time to compare yourself to some social media television family that isn't real. So let it go. And the reality of that meme is that you have 12 to 13 summers and let go of the rest and enjoy your own experience, because they're not going to like what you want and they're not going to want what you want, and trying to make that fit is going to drive you both crazy. So stop guilting yourself. You're an amazing parent. Take responsibility for the experience that you want and go and enjoy it. Negotiate the quality time with your teen, including summer vacations, and let go of quantity. And if them sitting around all day on their phone is driving you batty, then go back a couple videos of what I've posted to creating summer structure and summer chores for your teen, so that you don't have to feel resentful all summer long, let alone be working hard to save for and enjoy a vacation. All right, that's it for this week. I will see you next Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time here on Instagram. Hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. If there's a topic that you want me to cover, just leave it below in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you as always for watching, commenting, liking, and sharing my content. I greatly appreciate you, your time, and most of all, I believe in you. Thanks, Mugglemorn. All right, bye. Have a great weekend. Oh, happy July 1st and July 4th. Happy Canada Day. Happy July 4th weekend for my American friends. Be safe and enjoy. Bye-bye.